Hi, Saggies. It's Athena. Welcome back. How are we doing? I hope all is well in your world. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's happening for June 2020. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2020. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Sit back, relax. This energy could remain, or the events might have already happened or will be happening up to about 3 to 6 months. It really does depend on everyone's situation is different. Hold on. Yep. You forgot to do something. You forgot to say something. You have a King of Cups here. So you have a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your midst, either Sun, Moon, or Rising. More rising sign. Or you need to follow your intuition. Okay. Look at this. Sagittarius. Your true love, your twin flame, your soul counterpart is right here. Look at this beautiful full moon and the star that shines so bright between the two. A relationship that is worthy of you, and as well you worthy of them. Seeing your reflection. When you see this person, it's your reflection of them. Abundantly happy, feeling good about life, being financially independent, and having a sense of independence within this union, right? This hawk, that this Nine of Pentacles in this deck that depicts the hawk is about seeing the bigger picture. So, in a relationship that you're in or that you want, always taking the higher vision of that relationship, the high road, taking the high road and being free to do so. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful union, but the union is based on when things get rough, taking the high road, seeing the bigger picture. The Five of Pentacles reversed. I love it. All right, so we're now feeling more worthy of, right? Because you have the Nine of Pentacles. You're feeling extraordinarily worthy. You're very much worried. You were worried. Now you're not, because you feel you've regained a sense of understanding, a higher sense of understanding about what you value in your life. And you're not afraid to show it and be it with another person, right? Growing with someone together instead of not growing. You're coming out of that because you see the value that someone brings to your life is amazing, right? So we don't feel like we're not worthy, as there was a time when you were feeling that you weren't worthy and you needed to take a higher look, take another perspective from the higher realms, right? The hawk flies, the eagle and the hawk in flight are the closest to the sun, to the vitality and energy of life. So in a relationship, you've taken the high road so that you can come together with your person and see exactly what it is that we want to establish, maintain, recreate, right? not feeling like this anymore. I think you felt like this for a while. You felt like someone was not giving, or you felt just devalued, really. The Five of Pentacles is you didn't feel like you were deserving, or someone wasn't valuing what you bring to the table in a relationship, right? So someone had to see the bigger picture so that you can come together as a whole. It's your soulmate, your person. Someone's been through a transformation, or you both have. This could also be someone that you have met long ago from your childhood that makes you extremely happy. They fill your cups. They give you a sense of abundance. She's got the little bunny right there. The bunny it's prime time for two to become one. It is a transformative time in a relationship. Maybe the relationship had undergone some challenges and one person felt less than the other. So when that happened, we looked at the bigger picture to instill the connection, to keep it vibrant, to keep it playful, to keep the innocence, to keep it joyful. So someone went through a transformation, and now they see the bigger picture. And now they value that person, whereas before they didn't feel that way. They felt disenchanted. They felt emotionally drained, depression. Things like that happen when we're going through a transformation. People go through transformations for a reason. There's two fives here. The Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups in the middle of a union that is right here and here. This is a union that God has put together, right? These are two cups that came together, right? They have great fun together. They have a very clear understanding of one another. They see each other as a reflection in the mirror, yeah? And when things got a little rough, all it took was, okay, freedom to speak your mind. I don't see any swords yet, but freedom to know that if you look at this from a bigger picture view, you'll see the value. Someone looked at it from a bigger picture and saw the value of what someone brought to the table, your other person, right? So there's been some challenges. There's kids involved. You guys might have kids together. So we have to look at the bigger picture and what that means to not only your significant person or someone who you love dearly, and it holds a very close place in your heart, but you also have children that do as well. So the changes were some of the challenges, right, that had happened in order for the relationship to transform. Both masculine and feminine have gone through a transformation. A time of introspection, and it's time to take this sword out and get enough sleep, get enough rest, and always speak your truth, but don't stay in your mind, right? Don't stay in your mind too long that it's going to impact your decision making. Always make your decisions based on your heart. And right here, he's being guarded. He's guarding his heart. And he has something to say, but he's not saying it. So through this transition, someone just took time to, or is going to take time to reevaluate and maybe finally come out of being quiet and distant and start talking, which will bring, again, which will bring this union back to a place of understanding, being on the same page again, right? The Knight of Cups, exactly. So what? We have to reflect, contemplate, and understand the higher picture so that we can move forward now with great love, forgiveness, right? And see the light of a new day. That's beautiful, Saggies. So you had to go through some challenging times, but you've made it through. You've made it through. And how did you do that? You did it because you had a bigger picture of what this encapsulates and means to you in your life. It means more to you and to your children to be in a relationship that you feel like you bring something to the table and that it's not all just, it's not like a wash, right? You see the value in another and they see that in you. But that had to be, you had to go through some challenging times, 2 5s here. You had to go through some challenging times to get back to a ground level and get some rest and really revisit what is the underlying core issue of the matter at hand. Someone spoke out of line. Someone was not telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Someone was trying to get away with something, and now that's over. We had to take a break. Someone had to take a break and recalibrate the situation so that forgiveness, someone might have been seeing a situation not from like a wider perspective and you might have thought someone was not telling the truth and lying, right? And that put a little damper on the situation. Let's get another card after that. Yeah. So in order to fly high and be free within this union with the kids, etc., there had to be a level of understanding, of a higher understanding of what someone means to you and you mean to them. Because it's reflected, right? It's a reflection of who we are when we're in relationships. And so the cards that the challenges that took place may have caused some uncertainty. Someone might have devalued someone without knowing it through their words, right? Because that happens when we're over emotional. We say things out of spite. We say things that are inappropriate out of the true core reason of, do they even see me? Am I even here? Right? Because a relationship is based upon two people connecting and making choices for their family together, right? We're in this together. And when one devalues or tries to manipulate, emotional manipulation, or verbally lashes out, there's a reason for it. So we have to get to the core of what happened, what is happening, and what matters most. Did someone threaten to say, I'm out, if we can't come to a resolution? There is no out. There is none here. What is happening is someone took a minute to say, I'm sorry. That's where the sword came in. They took a minute to reflect and contemplate, and then came charging forward to say, listen, I'm sorry. Let's start over. So this is that kind of thing right now where something happened, created a shakeup. Maybe the last 5 to 7 months have been very, very hard for someone, for both parties. 5 to 7 months have been very critical, where the drainage came in emotionally. People said things they didn't mean, spoke out of line, and then finally realized, you know, when someone was able to reflect and get back to a sense of understanding about what the bigger picture is here, right? Charging forward and knowing that the love within, the love they have to offer will give them a new start, a new beginning. I still feel with this, and I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck real quick, but this is not an ending. This is a new beginning. Because things had to clear up in the atmosphere. Things had to get cleared up. Whatever that was or is. The Knight of Pentacles. See? So this was someone who wants a new beginning, but is saying, let's take it slow. So the other party's saying, let's take it slow. Let's see how it goes. Offering a new beginning, but taking it slow. Right? There's a fly flying around, right? I'm like, hey, come on in. So let's take it slow. It's better to say, let's take it slow so that we can really create a new beginning that starts from love. It begins with love. It's newly created with love. Yeah? So that's all it's going to take is time to take it slow. Sagittarius, here you are. Here you sit. Very confident, knowing that what you want is this commitment. So maybe for some who are not married, you've met someone who is truly someone you really love. You might have met when you were younger. It could be a reconnection, or it's someone who is used to being alone and on their own and independent, right? Someone's very independent. This could be you. Saggies, you are highly independent, right? And it's lovely. But someone says, I like my independence. Of course, if there's kids involved, you know, someone was going about their business more independent-like in a relationship, and that was causing havoc. The other person was saying, well, what's the deal? We've had 5-7 months of issues, but we're not in this together. We need to come together instead of break apart. We don't want to fall apart. We want to keep this. This is a marriage. So someone who, again, if you're independent, very independent, and you're in a relationship, I just heard buzzing. Okay, so that's exactly what it is. Someone wants to stay married, or someone wants a commitment, right? This is single versus married. It's not a versus. It is, I want to be with you forever. I want to share my life together with you. We're going to commit. And this will manifest. But it's been, for some, you've been waiting for a while for this to happen. And it has caused you, it did cause you grief because you thought the other person didn't want it because they weren't saying anything. Maybe they were emotionally keeping within themselves and not saying anything. But this is true. This is true. This is real, Sag. And now you're manifesting, right? So let's continue just a bit, because you came up here beautiful in your own reading. as you recalibrated with this new start that is going to take time to work itself out. Actually, this was in between. So let's offer our love again, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And here you are, all right? Exactly. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, well, we had this first. Let's commit. Let's get married. Or if you are married, let's manifest this new beginning. Let's also agree. It's continuing. And I'm just picking from the deck. I'm not doing anything else. Just so, let me bring the deck so you can see, okay? So the story goes, now let's be honest and truthful. From here on in, here's the infinity. Here's the infinity and the rainbow, right? Right? Someone felt left out in the cold, and now we recalibrated the relationship. Someone didn't think the other wanted a commitment. Someone thought maybe the other wanted out of a marriage or didn't want the relationship, but they wanted, in truth, they wanted the commitment. So this will manifest into, if it's not already, it will manifest into a very traditional committed relationship. One that will be coming in from this full moon, which is your full moon, lunar eclipse. So what got eclipsed out, Sag, for you guys? For you guys for this month, and I'm going to do this too, I have to. Yeah. It could have been about someone not valuing the other for a minute, okay? All right. So this moon is coming in to say that what you didn't see was the higher truth. The higher truth. You weren't seeing the whole picture. So the moon is illuminating the two people that are having this convo, right? That needed to come together under the guise of the full moon eclipse to eclipse out this. To eclipse out if there were any lies, deceptions, manipulations. Also could have been like the lashing out, verbal lashing out, emotional depression, despondency, not feeling valued by the other, didn't see the other for the value that they brought to the table. So that's being eclipsed out in order for the new beginning that starts where one says, let's just promise the promise. Let's just promise to always tell the truth and tell each other how we feel so that we can remain in this union that God has put together. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful symphony. I don't know why I feel like a symphony, like music. You know, I'm drawn to something about music here. Maybe it's okay, I'm hearing maybe it's like you created a new song, like you're a new song, right? In creating or coming together again and really being on the same page now is you're able to create a new bond. So with the new bond, you're creating a new song for, you know how couples always have songs together, right? I feel like you're creating that whole thing now, like starting all over with it, you know? And you know, you sat back and took it for a while, but you stood up for yourself and came out of it just great. whatever it was, whatever caused you to feel like you weren't seen for and valued. Now you spoke about it, and all of that is coming out to the surface. So that could be happening in June and July, because we have the moon. Actually, it's going to happen from, I just heard, from now until Sagittarius, your birthday season. You're going to be working on this, right? Taking it slow. We said that. This is part of the process. You're now coming to grips with, and since May, the transition through let's work together is going to happen. So, this is June reading to November. October, November. You will find yourself in a whole different world with the same person on a whole deeper level of higher truth that was spoken and felt. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Phases and cycles, exactly. You just went through this phase, and it's affecting you big time. That's why this came out as well as this, because these challenging times that you went through with the last 5 to 7 months was creating a stronger bond instead of separating. It has happened. Almost every other sign, things, relationship, people, places, and things have been eclipsed out of their world. But for you, Saggies, this is going to eclipse into a new phase of understanding, higher truth, and stronger relationship. There's a beginning with every ending. That's the ending. The ending of not seeing the true worth of someone else and understanding their pain, emotional and psychological. Someone spoke their truth. Illusions are being revealed and released. Not once, but twice. So there had to be there has been, or there will be some massive phases ending to create this stronger bond. And the bond is going to be created on a higher truth. Psychic insight. Odin comes in to say, your third eye is open, see truth for what it is, and follow your intuition. That's exactly what you did, Sag. You spoke your truth. You spoke up. You said, wait a second. This is how I'm feeling. And I know how I'm feeling because I'm getting psychic downloads of how I'm feeling, and what I'm thinking inside is not good. What I'm feeling is not good. Thinking and feeling about someone who's left you out, or vice versa, of the equation, and making all the decisions independent. Not doing it for any other reason, maybe to lighten your load. Maybe that's what it was for. It was there for, and that was the truth that came out, unbeknownst to you. Verbal, whatever was spoken, there were probably some words that were very cutting, but had to be spoken so that the truth, when higher truth comes in, spoken higher truth, verbal communication, it's imperative that we speak it so that these old cycles of how people treat us is going to change, so our soul can evolve. So you spoke up about something that you felt, and you felt within, of a phase in your marriage and your commitment with someone, masculine and feminine. It's right here. You knew innately that something had to be phased out, eclipsed out of your life, because you were feeling like not yourself. You're feeling like someone doesn't value you. Someone doesn't see you for what you bring to the table. So Mahavatar Babaji says your consciousness is expanding and you understand the connection between all things. Now you understand because you're valued. So in essence, you both have risen to a higher level of understanding and love for yourself, your partner, and your children. A symphony. Have a great day. Oh, month.